Andrea Hogan. I am a faculty member at Grand Canyon University, and my presentation will be about the benefits using FlipGrid has in the online learning environment. First, I'd like to explain what FlipGrid is before I actually demonstrate how to create a grid on their website. FlipGrid is an asynchronous video technology. It is a Web 2.0 tool. Basically, Web 2.0 tool is a fancy way of saying a technology that encourages online collaboration and learning. As a faculty member and as an educator, we should always try to leverage new technology tools to our advantage to increase learning for our students. But I am a firm believer in that there has to be a specific purpose for each technology tool that we use. So for FlipGrid, the reason that I use it is because it's asynchronous and it's a video technology. There are many benefits of using video technology in educational platforms. Research has shown that it increases retention, it increases more social integration, and it increases motivation. I think the biggest reason that I use it in my online learning classes is because it increases a sense of community in online learners. And I think that's really important, especially if you happen to teach courses where students are all over the country and transactional distance might be an issue. Using a technology like FlipGrid, where it's a video technology that's asynchronous, allows them to feel more connected and ultimately leads to a greater sense of community, which research has shown basically leads to more critical thinking, more active learning opportunity, and a more personalized learning experience. Another big benefit before I continue on is that it's asynchronous, and it's also has the capability to be used on a mobile device because there's an app that's free. So that really helps leverage student downtime. A lot of the time, my online learners are all over the country and they're busy. They work full time or they have kids, and so using this type of technology on their phone allows them to leverage their downtime to complete schoolwork. So they might be at a kid's soccer game and they can listen to my video and create a video, or they might be, in between meetings at work and they're really able to maximize their time management skills. So I do believe that there's a lot of benefits of using FlipGrid. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take you into FlipGrid so we can view the website and we can build a grid together. Actually have it up right here. First thing I'd like to say about this website is that it is absolutely free to educators. So as long as you have a EDU email address and whether it's a university or a school attached to it, you should be able to create a free account in FlipGrid. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and log on. And this is what the inside of the website looks like once you create an account. You'll be able to see your activity, your grids. This is my account right here. And then you can see I've already had over 26 hours of engagement. So that means my learners have created these videos. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of my grids. And I'm able to do that because FlipGrid is a third-party website. It's outside of my university's learning platform. So it's totally fine that I show you these grids. I'm not going to show you any student responses, but I'd like you to see what they look like. And I like to label mine by the start date. I am going to show you a video that I created. I happen to teach lifespan development here at Grand Canyon University, and one of our learning objectives is childhood development, specifically Piaget. And one of the things I did recently, because I happen to be a mom of two young children, is I created an experiment with my daughter Ella that got 62 views, and my students were able to see. So what was really cool about this was my students were actually able to read about Piaget in our textbook, and then instead of just reading about it, they were able to see me create and demonstrate the concept with my daughter, and then they were able to react and respond to it. So it really deepened the learning for this class, and then it also personalized the learning experience because they were able to see me and my daughter instead of just a random YouTube video. So I really had a great reaction to that, and I'm going to go ahead and show you that video as an example. So as you can see, this is me in my house, and it's my daughter, and we're about to demonstrate concrete thinking here. So that's just one way I've used it to further engage my learners. Typically, when I'm creating a grid, though, I normally just create a discussion around a learning objective, and that's what we're going to do today. So right here, you'll see a little plus sign. Create new grid. It's as easy as that. You're going to select a community. I normally always do the school email domain because, again, I use it for my students. They all have a GCU email address. If I were to use it, let's say for this conference, for us to all create grids and talk to each other, I could use a public grid. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to simply say SQL. and then you get generated a grid code. You can further personalize your grid by using fun photos. You can upload photos. I like to just use whatever's there. And then, simple as that, go ahead and launch your grid. So now your grid is created, and you could share your grid. It gives you the option to view a grid as a student would see it, so you could see what they see. Once you've created your grid, you can go ahead and start conversations or topics. So this is where I like to pull in the learning objectives. So not only are my students able to see me in the videos I create, they're able to deepen their learning on whatever class objectives, because what I'm creating has to specifically do on the course content. So for example, I teach psychology. Something that we talk about right in week 1 is stress management. So I might say stress. And then I always give my students the opportunity to take as long as they want to reply. I do give them participation points for doing this. I will reiterate the question that I'm trying to convey in my video here in the topic. So I might say, how do you manage stress? And then down here, I have the option to create a video. So you guys are going to get to see me because I will go ahead and create a video. So here's where they can see me. I like to talk with my hands. I'll talk a little bit about, I like to make the connection to the course material. So I'll talk a little bit about the reading, and then I'll simply end with a question, a very open-ended question. So for this learning objective, I would say, what do you do to relieve stress? Can you share something an aha moment you got from our weekly readings this week? And then after I'm done recording, what's cool about FlipGrid is it has you snap a selfie. So I would just simply smile like this. And then it has these really fun tools, and my students really like these tools that you can kind of jazz up your selfie with. And that will be the front page of your video, and then it's complete, and then it's ready to be shared. So I would just, again, put the selfie on there for the image, and then I would go ahead and create this topic. And this topic is set. So once you have a topic set, all you have to do is copy this and then paste this into your classroom. It also, I should note before I go on back to my PowerPoint, that FlipGrid does have an option that this is ADA compliant, and there are transcripts for all videos that you create. So that's something that's in there already. But now that I've created my video, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this. And then this is an example of a post that I would post in my LMS, so in my classroom, my online classroom, just basically showing my students, here's the link. You can log on via your phone. The app is free, or you can go ahead and log on this website. And if my students choose to reply to my video by creating a video, I do give them participation points for it. And it's as easy as that. So the one thing I'd like to leave you with is to just try it, because studies have shown that for some reason, instructors are hesitant to try new technologies. We kind of get into our old routine. At first, this was a little out of my comfort zone, but I will tell you that I have had so much success using this technology. In every class I teach, over 50% of my students do use it. I've had rave reviews over it. And again, I really am a firm believer of personalizing the online learning experience, as well as helping students with their time management. And I do believe this technology does both. So here are some references that I used today if you'd like to read more about asynchronous video technology. And I hope that you choose to use FlipGrid in the classes that you teach.